today we will talk about this remaining part. Okay, and then after that that whole unit will be finished. Okay, now first of all, what is the need of dimensionless quantity, and why people looking for dimensionless quantity to define any kind of fundamental property? Like if you have length, if you have time, if you have any kind of mass, then generally people rearrange all these fundamental parameters, variables, based on your convenient. Like you might have heard about the Reynolds number, Prandtl number, and many more. So first of all, we will look what is the significance of the dimensionless quantity. That these all these theory I have written in this whole notes. If you'll go through, you can easily find. But I will tell what is the significance. The dimensionless quantity generally based on mathematics means you have some kind of experimental data and you have to rearrange your experimental data, and based on fundamental units. These are the three type of fundamental unit generally people use. M will be related to your mass, there will be then length and your time. These are the three fundamental unit people generally rearrange based on your convenience. Okay, now based on this all the fundamental unit based as well. Like if you are talking about how much will be the unit of the length, generally people define in meter, mm, and but here in unit we are written in term of L. If you have mass 1 kg, 3 kg, any kind of mass, then what we will do, we will write in capital M, means it will denote your M, but it can be anything. My means it can be, it may be in gram, it may be in kgs, or it may be in milligram. Okay, similarly for time also. So we are rearranging our that fundamental quantities based on what we are requiring, means what we are looking for. Like velocity, what is that? Velocity unit is meter per second, correct? Then sorry, meter per second. Then what you will write, you will write meter means there is the length, then second means you will write directly time, and you will write like this: liter, sorry, L meter e to the power minus 1. This will be your representation. Generally people are denoting their parameter like this only. So these dimensionless analysis, we have to represent our fundamental quantity based on this. Okay, let me read few lines. That dimensional analysis is a mathematical technique which makes use of the study of dimension for solving several engineering problem. Okay, based on mathematical techniques. Okay, you can read all these things. I will not go through, I will just highlight few points. That use of dimensionless analysis to test the dimensional homogeneity of any equation of the fluid motion. As I already told, if you are deriving Newton's law of viscosity or Navier-Stokes equation, then definitely you have to check your dimension is correct or not. As I already discussed in that lectures, that if you will write delta P minus dou P by dou x, and what you are doing here, you are multiplying here delta x. Why? Because you need homogeneous unit to test the dimension homogeneity of any equation of fluid motion. Means you have to make your unit uniform throughout writing equation. If you will cut it down both delta and delta x, it will be the same unit as delta P. Okay, to derive relation formulae for the flow phenomena. Means if you want to derive any kind of relationship, then definitely you have to go through this type of units. To derive the equation expression in terms of non-dimensional parameters to show the relative significance of each parameter. The fourth one, to plan the model test and present experimental result to in a schematic manner thus making it possible to analyze the complex fluid flow phenomena. This thing I will discuss that how you will define your fundamental quantity, and these are the advantages that it express the fundamental relations between the variable in the dimensionless term. And these are means you have to go through all these notes. You will get to know, because there is nothing there. This is whole theories I have taken from your book only. Now coming to the main point here, that the dimension, what does that mean? The dimension, the various physical quantity used in fluid phenomena, can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantities or primary quantities. Means you have to derive your expression in fundamental or primary quantity. What does that mean in the primary quantity? In the fundamental quantities are mass, length, time, and temperature, designed by the letter of M, L, T, and theta. Means you can use only three type of representation to present or represent your quantity, your known quantity. But these things are fundamental. Apart from this, what you will derive, which is called as the derived or secondary quantity, like velocity. As I already told, velocity means meter per second. Then how you will write unit of velocity, meter per second? Then what it will be? You have to write later that that meter, which is represented as the length here. Then you have to write L. Second will be here time. Then you have to write like this. Then what it will be? L t to the power minus 1. Then this will be the representation for your velocity. Okay, same for your area. What it will be? Area will be your length into your breadth, and unit is meter squared. And how you will represent? You have to write only length. Meter is there. Then what is the unit of length? Only length is L. Then L square will be there. Now these are the two type of the quantity: fundamental quantity and derived quantity. Okay, then I think these things you already know. There is the four fundamental systems that where you represent your units, like CGS, MKS, FPS, and SI unit. Now here I have shown few quantities like mass represented as M, length L, time theta, and area, what it will be? That L square. As I already told, well, volume means volume is generally length, breadth, and height. Then it will be meter cube. For length we are representing as L. Then here you see length liter cube he has written. So similarly, all these parameter you just check. We will, why we are discussing this kind of thing, because here we are looking for how we can represent these fundamental quantities into some dimensionless quantities. Okay, we have got all these things, that there is the three fundamental quantities. These are the fundamental quantities, and here these are the geometrical. Means it is categorized like length, volume, moment of inertia, kinematic quantities, acceleration, discharge, gravity. But in designing you have to use these only three units only: M, L, and T. Now the method of dimension analysis in your curriculum, same thing it is given, that you have to discuss about the Bingham pi method and how you will design that dimensionless quantities to define this dimensionless number, method of governing equations. So these are there is various type of method, but each method have their limitation and advantage. Now method of dimension analysis. With the help of dimension analysis, the equation of the physical phenomena can be developed in terms of dimensionless group or parameter. Okay, and thus reducing the number of variable. Means if you want to represent your fundamental quantity in dimensionless quantity, what you have to do? You have to check it out first of all, which kind of physical parameter which affected by your system. Then only you can derive in terms of the dimensionless quantity. Here, one more thing, the method of dimension analysis is based on Fourier's principal homogeneity. Fourier's principal homogeneity means, as I already told, means you have to you have to check your dimension that whether it is correct, yes or not. Similarly, what is that Fourier's principal homogeneity? The dimensional homogeneity states that every term in an equation, when reduced to fundamental dimension, must contain identical power of each dimension. Okay, as I already told that if in the derivation we were writing like this, delta p minus dou p by dou x, then same it is showing, it is representing here also, means if you will cut delta x, it will be the same unit as your delta p. Now there is there is the few methods. One is the Relays method, Bingham Pai's method, Bridgman's method, matrix tensor method, and by visual inspection of the variable involved, rearrangement of different equations. These are 6 methods. But before going to that Bingham Pai method, that which is in your curriculum, we will have a look little bit that Relays method also, because if you get this method, then only you will be understand that what is the meaning of Bingham Pai method. Now, what is that Relays method? Relays method is used for determining the expression for a variable which depends upon maximum 3 to 4 variable only. Clearly written, means it has some limitation. That's why he is writing that you can design your non-dimensional parameter when you have only 3 to 4 variables. Okay, now how we will represent? This is the representation that how you will represent, means x will be your variable which will be depend on x1, x2, x3 and xn. Means if you are looking for your velocity, if you are talking about the velocity will be function of that how much is the length and how much is the time. Okay, then you have to represent like this only. X, which is your dependent, x is the variable which depends on x1, x2, x3. That functional equation can be represented as this. Okay, here x is your dependent variable and x1, x2, x3 are independent. What does that mean, dependent, independent? Dependent means it is depend on some fundamental quantities, like as I already written here that velocity is the function of L and T. Then only you are writing what is the unit of velocity, L T inverse, means it is depend on how much is the length traveled by a person in unit time. That is the meaning of velocity. Means what is the speed, means at per second how much it is moving, how much distance it is traveling, it is covering. Same thing it is here, means x will be your dependent, means here velocity is your dependent quantity and it depends on which quantities, 2 quantities, L and T. Same thing it is written here also, x1, x2, x3 and xn up to n, these are independent quantity. Length, it depend on length only, means how much I will travel, and time is depend on time only, how much time I will take, but both parameter depend on your velocity. Now after that what you have to do, you have to make a one term which is called as the constant term, a b c. Means if you have if you have 3 variable, then you have to write a b c only. If you have 2 variable, then a b will be there only. Now these things are means nothing to do, because these things are rearrangement. After that you have to rearrange, you have to define your parameter. Now we will have a look on one problem. Now find an expression for the drag force, means drag force, there is some kind of force, okay, on a smooth surface, on a smooth sphere of diameter d, moving with a uniform velocity v in a fluid density rho and dynamic viscosity mu. Means what is saying that you have to find an expression where the force will be the function of your diameter of the sphere velocity, fluid velocity, and the fluid properties. If you will draw, if your water is flowing from this to this, if you have placed one ball, then flow behavior like this only. Now, okay, then he is saying you have to define the how much will be the drag force, mean how much will be the opposing force. Then for that, here four parameter which is depend on. One is the diameter, of course. If the diameter will be lower, fluid flow will be very high. If the diameter will be bigger, from that channel fluid flow will be lower because it will resist to flow the fluid. And fluid property will be depend on your how much is the density of the fluid. If more denser will be fluid, then it will take so much time to go from lower to upper portion. If the fluid is very denser, if fluid is highly viscous, the same thing, it will take too much time to go in upward direction. And velocity, of course, if you will apply some kind of pump which have the higher velocity, definitely it will push the water to go up. Now, how you will solve here? Then you have to first of all write in term of like a force. Force is the function, force is the dependent variable, is the function of dv rho mu. It is depend on your diameter, it is depend on your velocity, it is depend on your mu, it is depend on your rho and mu. Now then what you have to do? You have to put a b c d, then put it a b c d. Here you have written in commas, but here you have to write in the multiplying sign, means you are going to multiply all these parameters. Okay, and what you have to do, you have to just write down the the unit in the fundamental units, like force MLT inverse, not inverse, minus 2. What does that mean? It's mean unit of force equal to F equal to MA. Force is force. If it is drag force or it is any kind of force, unit should be same. Then what it will be? It mass M, acceleration unit meter second inverse. Then what it will be? Meter, you have to write L, second inverse, you have to write time t minus 2 will be there because here 2 is there. Now same thing, MLT minus 2. Now next, what you have to do, C is constant, leave it. You can forget about the C. Then second one is your D. D is represented as L. Then your velocity L t minus 1 and multiplied by B. Don't forget, here you have put your you have a square term, power term in the velocity in the diameter, and rho and mu as well. Then what will be the unit of density? ML minus 3. It will be here C, and then mu. Unit is mu. M L minus 1 T minus 1. Unit will be D. Now coming to the how you will solve such kind of problem, because you have equated one parameter which is F, which is equal to all these four fundamental units. What you have to do? You have to compare the power. What is the power? Power means how much is in that upper portion. Upper portion means in the power. Right. Power law model, what is that? Means a x ki power b, then b is the power, but here power is only b only. But here if you want to compare, m is mass, then you have to check in which unit it have mass. If you will compare that this unit have mass, but here is the power is c and here is the power is d, then what you have to write? Here power is m, then 1 equal to c plus d. Now L for L, what you will do? For length, here is one unit A. Now A, here is one unit B, you have to write B, and here L is minus 3C, then you have to write minus 3C, and then here minus D. This. minus d. Again, what you have to do, that 40 minus 2, then in what term it is t here, minus b and minus d, two term, minus b and minus d. Now coming to the problem, how you will solve this expression, because you have four unknown a b c d and you have only three equations. It is impossible to solve this kind of equation, but it can be solved by using a new advanced technique, but here we are not going to use new advanced technique. So what we are looking for, means generally this is the rule of mathematics, number of unknown unknown should be equal to number of equations. That is the fundamental law of mathematics. Means if the number of equations, how many equations you have, it should be equal to number of unknown. Here you have four unknown but equation is three only. Then what you will do, you have to rearrange or you have to suppress in some other unit. Means by taking one parameter as a constant, you have to rearrange your parameter in term of d, b, c, whatever you can easily do. And what he did here, he rearranged the parameter based on d only. Means he represented in term of d. Now he determined how much will be the value of here b. Okay, after b what he will do, he will put this value here also, then he will get the value of c also. Okay, he got 1 minus d. All this value when you will put in this equation, you will get the value of a, 2 minus d. Now all these values you have to put in this expression, means in this equation, because you have determined a, b, c and d. Then what you will do, you have to write like this only. Okay, after writing you have to rearrange, means the value which have in term of power like d square and d minus d, here will be d minus d, because what he did, he has taken out this term and he has taken out this term, means in particular separate bracket, and based on that the unit and dimensions, it this all these terms d, v and rho, it will go down and mu will be at up. This is your whole expression. Now this is your whole expression. If you write this paper, this expression, it is also correct, but what, these are the dimensionless, means these are the constant value, and you can suppress as in function also. Means he has written in term of, he has and he has represented like this, but up to this it is correct, no problem, because you have rearranged, you have suppressed in term of d alone. Bring one copy and pencil, solve for me this. There is one problem you have to solve. The efficiency eta of a fan depend on density rho, dynamic viscosity mu of the fluid, and the angular velocity w, or you can say the omega, and diameter d of the rotor, and the discharge q. Have you got my point? Means any kind of fan which is moving in the fluid, then it depends on the five fundamental properties. What are these? Rho, dynamic viscosity, angular velocity, diameter and discharge. Then find the expression eta in term of dimensionless parameter. Now solve. Tell how you will solve. Just bring one copy and pen and note it down and start solving, and just give me your answer as well in your notebook. Don't worry, in your notebook, and tell me how you will approach and how you will solve. Tell. Any idea? Okay, then how you will approach? What we will do, first of all, in question it is clearly written that this parameter, it is the dependent quantity. Clearly written, the efficiency of a fan eta, this is called as eta, depends on which parameter? Depends on means this is the dependent quantity, this efficiency eta, it is your dependent quantity. It is depend on five fundamental parameter. These are the independent parameter like mu, viscosity, angular velocity, diameter, and discharge. Now, as I already mentioned here, that eta will be the function of mu, rho, mu, omega, diameter, and q. Similarly, what you have to do? You have to write eta equal to function of rho, mu, w, d, q. Then sorry for this, here will be multiply sign. Okay, here is the multiply sign. Okay, when you will convert into the constant value, eta equal to c rho की power a multiplied by mu power b multiplied by omega power c multiplied d power d multiplied q power e. And same thing what you have to do, you have to write all the units and you have to compare. Please just solve this problem. Take your copy and pen and please solve. Any reply? Please bring your copy and pen, then only you will understand, because I can finish within 2 to 3 minutes, but please solve one problem, you will get some idea that what I am talking about, how you will compare, because this thing is little bit tricky, means how you will compare. I think so you are not getting this point. Definitely, I'm sure. Please just give me that how you will solve this problem. Tell. Okay, tell.
So we'll put the values of all rho, like rho will be
Correct.
mass per unit volume, mass upon volume. So it will be
Correct.
m upon L to the power minus 3. And then we'll solve it. After that, for a whatever value comes, we'll solve it
Compare.
like that.
Correct. Absolutely correct, but try to solve in your notebook and give me the answer, because solving problem like you have to rearrange this all this fundamental unit, that is very tough. So try to solve this. Means you are correct, absolutely correct, means you have to compare like here efficiency, it is dimensionless quantity. Okay, generally efficiency represent as a in percentage. How much fan is your efficient? Eta equal to 10%, then it is dimensionless. Okay, so this we have written dimensionless, m power 0, l power 0, t power 0. Okay, then you have to compare here all these fundamental quantities like m, you have to add a plus b equal to 0, then solve this equation. I think just solve with your hand in your notebook and give me that answer. Okay, you guys are solving now. Please tell. Okay, I think I don't know you have got or not the. Now look here, we have five unknown. One, two, three, four, five. But we have only three
So
expression.
we
Then
cannot
what?
solve all these three equation using the calculator.
Using calculator? No, no, no. These are analytical solution. You cannot solve by using calculator. Calculator cannot solve. Calculator solve your big matrix. You cannot form your matrix. Huh? One more thing. If you will get three equation, three unknown, then your calculator within fraction of second it will solve. But three equation, three unknown should be there. Here three equation you are getting, but unknown one, two, three, four, five. Then calculator cannot solve. Calculator solve only when you have matrix like this only. You are correct. Good. One, two, three means this is your three equal to same in the form of matrix like this. 3 to 3. Okay. I'm writing zero only. Means it if it will be like this, here will be your unknown parameter. What will it will be? A, B, C. If this type of that equation will be there, calculator within fraction of second it will solve. But here it is not like this. You have to rearrange your that unknown parameter based on your convenient or where you are getting that. If you are getting means you are understanding that how if I will arrange, if I will put this value here and we can rearrange parameter in terms of E and I, sorry, C and E or A and B, then you can do that thing. Now you can see here what he did. He took A equal to minus B from this expression, and from this expression he calculated the value of the C. Okay, then if he will put the value A and C in this expression, then he had got the value of the D. Means he has rearranged their unknown parameter D, sorry, B and E only. Okay, now he has rearranged, and just if you will like, if you write like this only, this is also correct. This is not the wrong, it is correct only. But if you know all the fundamental that dimensionless quantity, then only write this only. Okay, after solving two equation, I think you got little bit idea, and there I have given one problem. Just okay, we will go for the Buckingham Pi method. Buckingham Pi method, same approach, but here little bit thing you have to keep in your mind, that when the large number of physical variable are involved, relay method of dimensionless analysis become increasingly laborious and cumbersome. Means it is too hectic to solve, and you have to do so much hard work, because if number of variable will be so high like this one, like in this expression 1 A B C D E F, then you have to do so much regression and you have to do so much hard work to arrange your parameter. So to overcome all this limitation, Buckingham Pi is an improvement over the relays method. Okay, what he did, he segregated the fundamental quantities and your that independent and dependent variable. How he has segregated in the Buckingham Pi method? If there are n variables, dependent and independent, both n variables is a dimensionally homogeneous equation, and if these variable contain m fundamental dimension only three only. Okay, m mass, l your length, t is time, and temperature for theta. Okay, only three or four only, only four only. Then the variable are arranged into m n minus m. Means you have to subtract your fundamental dimensions from the n variable, which include both the dependent and independent. Then these dimensionless terms are called as pi term, means after subtracting all these terms, you have to note it down write it down in term of pi only, and pi is dimensionless quantity. I will give what I am saying. Now second thing, you have to keep this in mind. Just you go through all this note, I will provide, don't worry. Just keep this in mind, two things. If you are determining your repeating variable, what you have to do, you have to check three things very clearly. Three things: the repeating variable should be chosen in such a way that one variable contains geometrical parameter. One geometrical parameter should be there, like length, diameter, height. Other variable containing the flow property. Second should be your flow property, like velocity, acceleration. And the third variable contain fluid property, like fluid property, mass, density, rho, or W, weighted density, or your viscosity. Now three things you have to keep this in mind when you are selecting your repeating variable. Why here it is require repeating variable? As you are suppressing your unit n minus m, and your n variable will include both independent, dependent. M will be your fundamental units. Okay, for that you have to define three repeating variables. Then what you have to do for three repeating variable, you have to check which one is the geometrical parameter, which one is the flow property parameter, and which one is the fluid flow properties. Okay, now these are the repeating variable generally people use, like L is length, V is the velocity, rho is density, D is the diameter, V velocity, rho density, length, velocity, viscosity, diameter, velocity, and viscosity. Now directly we will go for problem only. The resistance are expressed by a partially submerged body depends upon the velocity. Now he has clearly written velocity, length of body L, viscosity of fluid mu, density of fluid rho, and gravitational acceleration g. Obtain a dimensionless expression for R. Then what he has given, that R is a resistance which is depend on your five thing, like it is depend on your velocity, your length, your viscosity, and fluid rho, and the gravitational force, and gravitational acceleration. Now what you have to do, you have to write it down like this. R will be the function of, same as you have written in the Rayleigh's equation, Rayleigh's method. R will be the function of velocity, same velocity, length, viscosity, density, and gravitational force. Then you have to write this like this, equal to 0 here. And now how many number of variable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6n, which include your dependent and independent variable. Here R is your dependent variable, your independent variable as velocity, length, mu, and rho. Okay, mu and g. Then it include both. Total number of variable n will be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Now coming to the fundamental units. If you will write whole fundamental units, as I already told, there is only 4 fundamental units, but you have to check this out, which fundamental unit related to your problem only. Then if you will check this out here, unit of R, resistance, M L T minus 2, velocity, M T minus 1, mu, M T minus 1, M L minus 1, T minus 1, rho, M L T cube minus 3, and your acceleration L T minus 2. You have to check which fundamental unit is related to your problem only. Here you have got M L T, here L T only, M L T, M L T L. So how many is there? Only 3 fundamental units are required to represent these your units, that your dependent variable, independent variable. Then how many are? M, L, and T. And so M will be your 3. You have got your N, you have got your M, Then just subtract both things. M minus n, 6 minus 3 equal to 3. Now you have 6 variable, 3 fundamental unit, m minus 1 pi term, how much it will be? 3. Then you have to decide which one should be in your repeating variable. As I already told that here, what will be the repeating variable? You have to define repeating variable like this. One is geometrical property, flow property, and fluid property. Now here your geometrical property is L, correct? And your that second is flow property. In velocity acceleration, just check. Yeah, we got the velocity is there. Now the third will be your fluid property, mass, density, velocity. So you can take density or viscosity as per your choice only. So what we have taken? We have taken three: length, velocity, and your density. And you see, now second step, you have to define that all these terms. I think we have written also that geometrical, flow property, and fluid property. Now you see, we have taken length, velocity, density, and after that, what you have to do after writing this expression, because you have to convert this thing as a pi 1 equal to this term, and you have to take one parameter which will come first. It will be depend on you only, means which parameter, because 6 are the whole that variables. 3 you have considered as a repeating variable, 1, 2, and 3. 3 are remaining. What you have to do? You have to write pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, L, V, rho, same each and everywhere. And here just write it down, R, rho, and G, which is remaining here, which is not you are taking as a repeating variable. Because if you have taken this parameter repeating variable, so you cannot take this parameter here also. Okay, don't forget, you have to take a remaining parameter. After taking remaining parameter, then you have to follow the same thing. Just for pi 1, write down your that dimensions, and just compare. For m, L, and T, you will get this expression. Same thing, you have to determine a1, b1, c1, all these things, and you have to put all these parameter in pi 1. You will get this one. This one is your pi 1. Same thing you have to do for pi 2 term. Same thing you have to do for pi 3 term. Then after that, what you have to do? You have written this expression, correct, in your that initial expression. This term, f1 equal to pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 equal to 0. And what you have to do? You have to write in same pattern, pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. All these expression which you are getting, pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, you have to write this only. Then you have got the final expression. That's it. Or if you know all these things, then you can rearrange, like this whole expression will be the function of this expression. Then just same thing. Either you want to rearrange, if you are not interested up to that, here only it is correct. You have got your answer. That's it. This is your whole expression. If you, but here it is saying you have to represent, R will be the function of, yes, you have to define the R expression. Then you have to little bit, you have to rearrange, means R will be the function of this. Just R equal to whole thing will go here, and you will get this expression. This will be your answer up to here only. Finish. Okay, have you got, or yes or no? Okay, just solve this problem using Buckingham pi theorem, so that velocity through a circular orifice is given by this only. Just solve this equation. Derive. Just note this equation, note this question and solve. Please tell, have you got this method? Yes or no? Because Relays method and Buckingham Pi method both are little bit similar, but Relays method have some limitation. To overcome this limitation, Buckingham approach based on that dimensionless quantity as pi theorem, means you have to convert into pi all the pi term like pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, and you have to rearrange your expression that thing only. Please, okay, tell, I need your response. Okay, I think you need some time. Okay, I've got, these are very simple things you have to rearrange,
Yes, sir.
but you have to do little hard work because here all about that rearrangement and all, you have to check which expression it is, you have to how you will represent. But in Buckingham Pi, don't forget three things. One should be your geometrical parameter, otherwise if you will forget this line, then you will be gone, you will not be able to solve. One will be geometrical properties, second will be your flow property, and third will be fluid property. I highlighted this point, that's why if you have 5 to 6 parameter, then don't forget to take only 3 type of parameter. And I think I have highlighted here also, not highlighted. Okay, just I will circulate this note today only and just go through all your notes. Okay, then your only pump is remain, and before pump I will add few thing also, that here I have not added a dimensionless quantity, that Reynolds number, Peclet number, Prandtl number. Okay, na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Then I will stop for today. Huh?